Hey folks, how are you? Mañana no Mas family. Great to have you here. If you're coming to me from a Kurt Von Onen channel, I am also Kurt Von Onen. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I didn't schedule this live. I just felt like it's hard to explain, but I just felt super inspired today to share, give some shout outs to people that have influence in my life, people that stand out to me for some reason. If you're not on the list, don't be angry at me. Don't feel that I've shunted you or anything like that. But there's a few people that I wanted to give a shout out to because they're people that I believe either have great products and great businesses, or they have a certain amount of integrity, or they've been generous. Okay, so uh, I'm going to pop out, and this can be for me. It's going to be local. It's going to be national. All of that. So right out of the chute, I want to bring your attention to a lady I met last month. I'm going to change. Let's put it over here. Yeah, that way I can kind of see what I'm doing here. And so this right here, Sarah McClure McMillan. She is local here in Kansas. We'll open up her profile account. She is working her fanny off. She is super generous in sharing links, helping you promote things. She is a voracious entrepreneur in our area, and she has multiple Facebook pages. She's a photographer, and she's just all over the place. And so, this happens when people get really excited about being entrepreneurs. They're like, oh, I want to be involved and have a piece of everything. And I think that's kind of the phase she's in right now. But her energy level, her personality, her generosity is off the charts. And so if you are local in Kansas, if you are, on the outskirts there in Missouri or Arkansas, kind of close to us, I would encourage you, if you need photography help or help. She's doing stuff with AI. She's all over the place. But I know that she's got really great rooted skills in photography and visual things. And so I just wanted to kind of give her a shout out. Like I said, she has been super, super generous with folks like me and Startup Hutch and Sandhills and just different businesses like this one. She's saying right here, men, go on a little drive and surprise your wife with these, or ladies, go treat yourself. I adore Salt City Blooms. And then she links them. She does that a lot. She's always promoting other people. And I wanted to make sure I took a moment and I promoted her. And maybe, just maybe, she might have been the inspiration for this live because I'm connected to a lot of people. So let's jump over to the next one. Lifter LMS. If you've been around me for any length of time, you know that I am highly integrated into the Lifter LMS family. Lifter is right in the middle of a lifetime deal promotion. It is July 1st through 3rd. Today is July 2nd. And so, again, maybe this is part of the inspiration why I'm doing this now. I am not even giving you my affiliate link. I have an affiliate with Lifter LMS. I barely ever use it. I use it directly with some clients, and that's it. I promote them wherever I can. I run their Ask Me Anything series every Thursday, and I also manage the office hours, the mastermind calls. So people from all over the globe call into this Zoom call once a week, and we problem solve and dream build and do all kinds of things on that call with other Lifter LMS users. I think in the space, there's a few experts that are Lifter LMS, Lifter LMS experts. I'm one of those. And so any chance I get to, share Lifter LMS and the advantages of online courses and the idea of being a course creator on an affordable platform in WordPress, where you have ownership and flexibility and design space and all those things you don't get with Kajabi, Podia, Learn-Upon, Bridge, Blackboard, Moodle, right? So Moodle more, right? Moodle's more open source. You can play with Moodle, but Lifter LMS to me is the way to go. Let's shift gears. Let's shift gears just a little bit, and let's talk about clients. I've got a client who has done the work. So if you take a look at this website here, Um, this is a great site. I'm very proud of it. It looks awesome. This right here is Selena Rubin. Selena Rubin is a makeup artist. She has been on different TV shows. She's worked with famous people, and now she's training other people how to be makeup artists. Um, Interestingly enough, I volunteer at the church. There's someone in the college age group who is like, I want to be a cosmetologist. I want to be a cosmetologist. I'm like, you would probably love to talk to Selena. So Selena has, so this right here is student success stories. If we go further down, you're going to see these are the instructors. So Marie, Linda, and of course, Selena. And she has a course in this website that would knock your socks off. Emma is one of the testimonials. It's a profiled testimonial where it's just Emma. And then this right here is a group of people that are laying out their testimonial in a video form so that people can get excited about this program. This is a really great program. She does some in-person events and workshops and things like that. But if you just look at the assets. Now, I'm pretty proud of the website because it's a great looking website, but it performs well. It hosts the whole course. Like I said, she's going to do some live events. She's got some blogging stuff in there that goes back a ways, talks about different TV shows and stuff they've been a part of. If we go and take a look at the virtual course, maybe she's going to shoot me for sharing this. Maybe she's not. But if we go and take a look at this, you've got a great introduction video. This tells you how much courses are. She's got another like, hey, this is what to expect in the course thing. And then all the way down, talks about everything that there is to do about this course. And when we break into the curriculum, you're going to see that it is deep. So this is an expanded view of the curriculum. It's got 10 modules. So here's module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. And it goes into like face shapes, lighting, different skin tones, eyebrows, eyes, face, natural beauty versus like Comic-Con stuff, right? So, I mean, it's like everything here, classic beauty, smoky eyes, and then there's a final exam, and then you get certified through the program, and off you go. Selena's done a wonderful job with this. And so I really encourage folks, if you have an interest in this kind of thing, go ahead and check it out. Like, honestly, go check it out. It is a direct referral from me. She's solid. The website works great. Obviously, if you go to the site and there's any problems, you got to let me know. But to my knowledge, everything on the site is working perfect. She has put a lot of work into this. So this is a cool one to see. Now, let's go and be a little more local, okay? If I were to tell you that I had a home away from home, it would be this place, Sandhills Brewing. So Sandhills Brewing is Pippin Williamson, also from some WordPress celebrity, owns this brewery in the town that I live in. And so here's why I like the brewery so much. So yeah, does it have great beer? Yeah, it's got great beer. Like, I love beer. It's got great beer. It's got a great vibe. Like, take a look at the outside courtyard here. They got a barbecue. They got all this stuff. All of these doors open up. It used to just be in the back section of the building. It used to just be in the back, but now he's expanded and he's taken over that whole run of the building, right? So that's awesome. Here is the other location. So this is one that they have in Wichita. So they have a Hutchinson one and a Wichita one. But here is why I'm giving him the profile time today. I run the WordPress meetup in town. It's the second Tuesday of every month. Second Tuesday of every month, I run the WordPress meetup. Where do I run it? Sandhills. How much does he charge me? Goose egg. Pippin is very generous. And so there's a bicycle shop in town. They do a pizza ride like once a week. And so you meet at the bicycle shop, you do a group ride to Sandhills Brewery. If you're part of the ride, you get 15% off on pizza and beer, right? 15% off. You go, oh, what's the big deal? The big deal is it's a big deal. Like, it's part of the community. Like, it's a really cool vibe. Startup Hutch, I mentioned that earlier in the call. There is an entrepreneur startup organization. They are they work with the college and the city, and they do some other things, but they help people launch their businesses. And so they have a monthly meetup that they do the third Tuesday of every month. And where is it at? Sandhills Brewery, right? So it's just like, it's such a community oriented business. And yes, I love beer, but I also love the way that they run the business. So I'm always there to point them out. Now, the next one that I want to point out, and let me go back to my StreamYard page and just make sure. There's James. James is saying hello. James, I'm not doing like a big tutorial today. I'm just talking about cool stuff. I think I wanted to give people some shout outs. I'll give you a shout out. How about that? James Lau. James Lau met me through Post Status, and he stays in touch. Does things in WordPress, runs WordPress meetups, WordCamps, all that stuff. So, and he's in the Northeast. So if you're in the Northeast and you need someone of quality to help you with your WordPress product, James Lau is somebody that I would definitely look up. Now, I'm going to bounce off of Sandhills Brewery for just a moment, and I'm going to talk about another local organization. This is one that I am a part of. So, am I patting myself on the back a little bit? Maybe I am. But Hutch Composite is, we run the mountain bike team called Disciples of Dirt. So, like, there's the formal name, Hutch Composite, and then we are Disciples of Dirt. And we are a mountain bike organization that works with kids between 6th grade and 12th grade. And so we bring in kids from 6th grade through high school. We do community events. We do youth development. We train them, and we work with them on riding the mountain bikes in different areas of Kansas. It's a regional thing through the NICA organization. Okay. So NICA has these events like in Topeka, Manhattan, Wilson, can't remember the names of the other towns, but there's these towns and there's mountain biking there, and they hold these big events. A couple hundred riders, probably more than a couple hundred riders, right? A few hundred riders and maybe 100 or a couple hundred coaches. I'm just guessing, and parents and things like that. And so usually there's camping. So part of what I love about this is it's real family oriented. We go out either Friday night or super early Saturday morning. We set up the track, my son and I, my son's on the team. We set up the track. We work with the organization to set stuff up. Then we set up camp. We camp for the weekend. We hang out with the team for the weekend. We have meals together. We let the kids all play together, right? You think, well, 6th grade through high school, that's, diverse. It is diverse. And there's a thing called GRIT, Girls Ride something. Girls Ride Together. That's what it is. GRIT, G-R-I-T, Girls Ride Together. And so a girls only class. Like it's really meant to give people the opportunity to find success. Bicycling's part of it, but it's the confidence. It's it's that inner being. It's that development with kids. And we really, really like it. So shout out to Ethan. He's the head coach. Kevin is one of the dads. He's another coach. He takes care of the trailer. He works with the kids. He's really, really involved. Great dude. And then Dave is like the team director. Dave is one of the first people I met when I moved to Hutchinson, Kansas. And the bicycle culture in Kansas is so much better than I thought it was going to be that I still have to pinch myself a little bit and wonder, did I really move here? I didn't want to move here. When my wife said, hey, let's move to Kansas, I said, there's no mountains in Kansas. I can't mountain bike in Kansas. I don't want to move to Kansas. We moved here, and to my surprise, the bicycle culture here is amazing. There's a thing called Bike Across Kansas that they do every year, BAK. I have not done it yet. I probably will someday. But a bunch of people literally go to the state line in Colorado and ride all the way across Kansas and dip their tires in the river, right? By Missouri. And they do it every year. It's a really cool deal. Dave has done it multiple times. So it's a really cool deal. Exercise, development, right? Like character development. It's really, really big. So working with the kids is a passion of mine. I really enjoy it. Pardon me. I was going to try and hit mute, but I didn't have time. Let's jump screens. Let's go over and talk about something different. I have been working with the WP Minute and Matt Medeiros and that team over there on a new show. We've got, I think, 5 episodes out now. It's called Whose WordPress Agency Is This Anyway? It's not a very easy name to roll off the tongue, but it was picked. So, whose WordPress agency is this anyway? And me and Toby Crines, he's the co-host. I'm a co-host. He's a co-host. We have been hosting this show now, and we've been doing it for a couple of months. But like I said, we recorded a bunch in the can, and then on a release schedule, if we keep making the show every week, they'll keep putting out a new show every week. And so Toby runs a business in Minnesota called The Mighty Mo, themightymo.com. Now, I didn't know who Toby was before I started doing the show. But now that I do the show with him, I realize this guy is pretty stinking brilliant. I think he runs his agency with heart, right? And so that's hard to find sometimes. It's hard to find someone that knows business, but also, runs their business with heart. And Toby does that. So I wanted to give him a shout out. Here's a picture of him right here. Why hire the Mighty Mo? That's him right there. Like I said, he's the co-host on the show with me. You could go to the WP Minute website. You could look at podcasts and you would see the episodes there that Toby and I have worked on together. Really, really great guy. So if you're watching this and you don't know who I am yet, but you know that I have Mañana No Mas, which is also an agency, you might be confused because I gave James a big shout out, right? So I said, let's give James Lau a shout out. He's an agency in the Northeast. Let's give the Mighty Mo a shout out, right? The Mighty Mo up in Minneapolis. And you might be thinking, why is Kurt giving shout outs to all of these people that aren't in his business? It's quite simple. To me, if you're going to hire a business consultant or you're going to have a website made or you want to talk about a WordPress project, it's really important that you find the right fit. Just this week, we turned down, Mañana No Mas turned down even bidding for a job with Lifter LMS, like with a company. A company reached out to us and they said, we want to use Lifter LMS. We understand you're the expert, blah, blah, blah. And then I started having the Zoom call with them and they started telling me, we have a pre-existing website. It's on GoDaddy. It's using this theme. I said, well, give me access to that and I'll check it out and see if it's something we want to bid on. And when I looked at how the website was built, where it was hosted, and the different tools they had implemented in the site, I realized right away, this is outside my skill set. This is not a good fit for me. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone can say, I would build it this way. The way they were doing their project is not the way that I would have built that project. And so I was like, you know what? This isn't a good fit for us. I'm going to have to pass. Now, maybe Toby would see that tech stack and go, I'm fine with that tech stack. I'll work with that. Or maybe James would say, that's right up my alley. I can do that. For me, it was not a good fit. So we passed on it. To me, it's really important that when you hire somebody, it's a good fit. It's got to be a good fit for the agency and it's got to be a good fit for the client. So when you see me promoting other people, that's because I honestly believe that's the right thing to do. That is absolutely the right thing to do. And speaking of the right thing to do, I already mentioned WP Minute, but let's give them a real shout out. The WP Minute for WordPress professionals, join the newsletter. And then they've got a ton of WordPress oriented content in here for professionals like me. And then that podcast I was talking about, if we go to podcasts, you'll see there's two channels, the WP Minute with Matt Medeiros. And then for more WordPress interviews, news, and community info, there's the WP Minute, WP Minute Plus. There we go. I can say it. I can speak it. Working with Matt's been a lot of fun. So that's been a good deal. Now I've worked with Matt, on a couple of other shows. Like we're in the same circles, right? Like with WP Tonic, for example. He's been on the WP Tonic show. He's been on the Roundtable show. So we know who each other is. But this is the first that we've actually worked together on a project. And it's been a really great experience for me. So wanted to give him a shout out. Let's take a look at WP Tonic. I just mentioned WP Tonic. So I'm going to share this tab. I'm going to close the pop-up. And I work with Jonathan Denwood on a lot of projects. Jonathan is sharp. He does the WP Tonic podcast, the WP Tonic Roundtable show, the Membership Machine show. He's involved in some real estate projects. He's just got his finger on a lot of things. And sometimes, you say, you're spreading yourself thin, but he's got people like me on his team that help bring things together, right? So Mañana No Mas does a lot of subcontracted direct work with WP Tonic. If you were to talk to Jonathan's clients or talk to Jonathan, it would say, well, Kurt's part of our team. Kurt is part of our team. Like we're a team. We work together. So WP Tonic is a really interesting hosting solution. Now, Mañana No Mas offers hosting. We offer access to certain tools, like things like that. But if you take a look at Jonathan's offer here, it is off the charts. So let's say that we want to look at annual pricing versus monthly. So you can see that that fluctuates, that changes, right? But so if we go to annual pricing, $35 a month, you get the hosting, you get the maintenance with the hosting, right? So that's going to, we'll migrate the site. If you have a pre-existing site, we'll migrate the site. If it's a new site, we'll build the framework for the new site for you. We do the hosting, so we update the WordPress core and your plugins for you every month. We take care of that for you. So all you got to focus on is running the business, right? Once the website's built, you're just running the business. And this is like a partial DIY example, but watch what he does here. He has all of this stuff about, how the hosting works, but then it goes into the tools. With WP Tonic, you're not only paying for the hosting, but you're also getting access to licensed versions of all of these different plugins. So, for instance, if I wanted to start my own project with Lifter LMS Infinity, well, that's $1,500 a year, right? That's $1,500 a year. Boom, just like that. Let's say I want Fluent Community. Now I got another couple $100. I want Kadence WP Pro because I want all of the benefits of Kadence Pro. I'm at another few $100, right? Fluent Forms, Fluent Booking, right? So you start to think, oh, well, these are things. So when Jonathan and I are talking to clients and we're saying, oh, this is one of our basic builds, it's transcendental. Is that the right word I want to use? It's like an out-of-body experience to look at a customer and go, well, this to us would be kind of a basic build. What we're going to do is we're going to build you a Lifter LMS powered website with Fluent Community, Fluent Booking, Fluent Form, Fluent, you look over here, Fluent CRM Pro, right? And then if you want to do some extra automation with some other weird thing, maybe you need some WP Fusion, right? What I just spouted out there is, you want to build that yourself on Cloudways or WP Engine or something, you're going to spend thousands of dollars. You're going to spend thousands of dollars on the hosting and access to the tools. Jonathan has put these packages together with WP Tonic that, quite frankly, it's a little mind-boggling, right? And so, so you say, okay, $35 annually, right? So $35 a month. 350, 470. I think it's like $460 a year or something like that. So $460 out of pocket, and you get access to all these tools. WP Funnels and MailMint, Shore members if you want to have a membership website. You want to have your website in Spanish and French, just use TranslatePress, right? So all of this comes with the hosting. And we get you started with like a starter template. So we say, here's the site with a starter template. Here's all these tools. We'll work with you on Zoom for about an hour or so. And then we go, here you go. Like, so for about 45 minutes to an hour, we do a Zoom call and we say, so what do you actually need in this website? And that's where we come up with the list. Like, we honestly just wouldn't take all of these and put them into a website. That would be a nightmare. But like, are you going to do online courses? Are you going to do a membership website? Do you want to do what were you looking to do? Are you going to be a content creator? Do you need Bertha AI to help you generate more content? So we go through this whole thing. And once we figure out that need, we build that course platform, build that site platform for you with some starter content. And then we say, okay, great, here you go. Right now it's DIY. Now let's say you're like, oh crap, this is a lot. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I don't. Turns out this is more complicated than I thought it was. I'm going to need some help with this. We have packages. So WP Tonic has packages, concierge packages where you can buy by the hour, or we have like these quick start programs for like $1,500. We'll build the homepage, the services page, and the contact page for you. We'll put your content in place and we'll get you started so that you are, one more step down the path to launching your business and making something happen. So that is a really fun package that he's got there. Now I'm going to jump gears a little bit, and I want to talk about marketing. So private group access, jump in, let's turn that off, right? So that's a nice pop-up, but let's get rid of that and let's go share this tab. And Giver Marketing is something I've been a part of for years. So Giver Marketing was founded by this guy here. This is Timothy Morgan. I met Timothy Morgan on a referral through somebody else, and we ended up having a conversation. It was supposed to be a 15-minute meet and greet, and we ended up talking for like 45 minutes. We were like brothers from another mother. We just got along. We had a lot of the same drives, a lot of the same desire to help people and pay things forward while still paying ourselves, right? So Timothy has been inspirational in a lot of things. And so if you went to givermarketing.com, you would see how he's put this whole network together. There's membership, internships, there's a Facebook group, there's all kinds of things. He's got, what this is basically a network of professional marketing people. Some of them are agencies, some of them are individuals. Everybody's got a strength. Maybe someone's in pay-per-click advertising. Maybe someone's, a real Facebook ads expert. Maybe someone likes to do Zoom workshops. Maybe someone is a website developer like me. I'm a website developer, right? So maybe someone's a CRM specialist. So picture, if you will, this group of marketing experts, and then somebody that owns a corporation comes along and says, hey, we want to do something with marketing, but we're not really sure. This is our budget, but whatever. They vomit that out. Timothy's in a really good spot because then he can say, oh, well, let's assemble a team out of the members of our organization. So we're going to need someone that could be a project manager to oversee everything for you. And then let's build that team, right? So you're going to do some Facebook ads. You're going to do some work in your CRM. You want to do some A and B testing on some website pages and landing pages. So these are the experts I would recommend for this team. Let's put that together and build a package for you where it's kind of custom built to meet the needs of the client, but it also serves all the members of the organization, right? Because everybody's getting work out of it, but they're working in what their strength is, and they're not having to stretch themselves beyond their strengths and still make the client really happy. And it's a really good place to learn. So they do workshops, they do training, they do all kinds of stuff. Timothy's a great dude. So if you're in the marketing space and you haven't yet heard of Giver Marketing, that's something to take a look at. Something to really take a look at. Let's jump gears. Let's talk power sports. Everyone knows I love motorcycles. And so I have a thing called Power Sport Academy where I train motorcycle dealerships how to increase their parts and labor sales. I was selling like one-to-one, like I will train your dealership, right? That's how that was working. I will train your dealership. Hero Hub came along, and that is with Jared Burt. And you can see that they've got a bunch of stuff going on here, right? Like they work with hundreds of dealerships. They run a 20-group organization. They do stuff with merchandising, with service, with retail, with financing. They've got kind of, their fingers in each pond, right? So they reached out to me and they said, hey, we're looking for a fixed operations expert. We understand that you are a fixed operations expert. So I do things with service, parts and service. And I said, yeah, I have this whole academy thing. And they said, well, could we combine our efforts? And so Jared reached out to me. We ended up getting together and working on this whole thing. And if you look at where it says boot camps, that's going to open up into boot camps, service operations training with Kurt Von Onen. I am the instructor for that. So that's how we put this whole thing together. Now we've got, instead of a year's worth of training through the Power Sport Academy, we've come up with a more budget-minded thing where we can put groups of dealers together and train that group of dealers for 3 months. And it works out really, really well. Apparently it is working out well because it says sold out. So I guess I got to be pretty happy there. Service operations training register, right? So we're going to do June through August. In another couple of weeks, we're going to start another cohort for another 3-month certification. And we still got seats available for that. So, and then finance and insurance training is sold out. Parts to Profit, that one's available. Sales and digital marketing is available. So motorcycle dealerships that are part of this organization are able to come in through this menu of available workshops and get training. And it's a really cool, solid organization. So I like working with them. They apparently like working with me. It's been a really good deal. And last but not least, and let's see, how long have I been doing this? 30 minutes. Okay, so I've been on about 30 minutes. That's okay. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more with you. I am going to go to the Marine Retailers Association of the Americas. I have been working with them for 2 years now. I just got a memory sent to me through Facebook from when I drove to Utah to do some training with them before hosting my first class. So I told you I'm a fixed operations expert in power sports, right? So I am paid to teach motorcycle dealerships how to increase their parts and labor sales. And it's more than that. We talk about internal culture, training service writers, training service managers, talking about lead technicians versus entry-level technicians, like this whole thing. It's a whole business. The Marine Retailers Association has a certification program. So if you look here for dealer certification, this talks about, what we do, what to expect, standardize your business processes, get your team to have some buy-in, and bring in new customers. Now, this certification process is not just for service. It deals with sales, parts, finance, service. Like it covers the whole store. I am the certification facilitator. I guess that's the way to say that. I run this course. It is a 6-week course, seven. Yeah, it's 7 sessions, I believe. So it's 7-week, start to finish, soup to nuts. We meet every week for 7 weeks. There is tons of homework, tons of work that dealer owners and general managers and people like that come to this to do. So I go over a set curriculum with them. I coach them through some things. We have a lot of group discussion, and then we assign homework to them. And then part of my task is to review the homework, make sure that they, meet the requirement, and then move them on to the next part of the series. And so this is a driven 7-week process to certify marine dealerships to increase and improve their business. A lot of it is based on process development and communication and leadership. And so since I've written a book on leadership, it seems to fit that works for me. So you guys can see I kind of split up my time in different ways. So a lot of these shout outs that I gave to folks, they were shout outs from things that I'm involved in externally from Mañana No Mas. For instance, I talked about Startup Hutch, and I talked about Sarah so well, right? Well, I met them outside of my work for Mañana No Mas. That's part of what networking is all about. Hutch Composites, it's a community thing. Working with Toby at Mighty Mo. The Mighty Mo is a great agency. It's up in Minneapolis, and it's run by Toby. And I met him through the podcasting that I do with WP Minute. And I probably wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if I hadn't done the podcasting with WP Tonic and the work at WP Tonic. But you also got the vertical for power sports, and you got the vertical for marine. At the end of the day, when you take a look at the work I'm doing now, making this video, if you take a look at the work I'm doing now and the work I'm doing in power sports and the work that I'm doing in the podcasts and the work that I'm doing in marine, all of that is based on relationship, communication, leadership, process development. It's all business consulting in some form, right? And then the work that I do with Lifter LMS and that I do with Mañana No Mas, I would say that is the practice. That is the work that keeps me sharp, so that when I'm in that consultative role with all those other verticals, when I'm in that consultative role, I'm not removed. I'm not some guru that comes in and throws down a bunch of, this is what I would do, without having skin in the game, right? When I keep Mañana No Mas active, when I work directly for Lifter LMS and get referrals from Lifter and work with clients directly through Mañana No Mas, I believe that's what keeps me sharp. That's what keeps the communication, the relationship, that's what keeps me in the game, so that I can coach the game to others through the podcasts and through the training we do with power sports and marine. So That's it in a nutshell. I really felt driven today to just come on, go live, and just give some people some shout outs. It's a holiday week. So a lot of things that normally happen through the week aren't happening. Like, some folks aren't going to be doing their lives or their podcasts or their shows. And I thought, well, this would be a really good time to make kind of a shout out video, put it out for folks, give people some spotlight time, right? And share people, network people, give them the exposure that they truly deserve. Like when I think about Sarah and how generous she is within the community and her energies for posting and sharing and helping people promote their businesses, she's just sharp. She just gets it. And I don't have that bandwidth anymore. Like my business has grown enough that I don't have the bandwidth to constantly and consistently promote and spotlight others in that way. But she's in that space right now where she can do that, and she does it, and her heart's really open about it. So I really dig that. I think about James jumping onto this call and saying hi. He's probably not on the call anymore, right? But he showed up, he commented, he's helping the algorithm do its thing. And speaking of helping the algorithm do its thing, I'm going to make the obligatory request of you. If you've gotten to the end of this, if you've spent a half hour with me, oh, James is still here. If you've spent a half hour with me today, hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, do something. It really helps gets things going. And so, and the more people that we can reach, the better we are, especially if the messages are positive. So, James, have yourself a wonderful day. Have a great holiday. I probably won't talk to you before the 4th of July. Everybody else, enjoy, be safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you probably sometime next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.